My name is King Sundeep and this is my video Alex. Perfect. I'm born in Queens, New York, born and raised. I lived here my entire life. I was very obnoxious, very expressive. I always made sure that my word was the last word. I used to call me a flamingo. And now they call me a unicorn because they realize that there's no one like me. I'm born to South Asian, very conservative, religious parents. You know, growing up, my mom ended up becoming a single mother because my dad walked out on us, and that in itself was taboo within the South Asian culture. I'm actually Punjabi, I'm Sikh. I'm a Sikh-American, so for any of you Sikhs out there, I'm sure you can understand that, you know, growing up and having a single mom, how that can be taboo within our culture and in our society, because, you know, it's less about the religion and more about culture and society that dictate the way of living. Having a single mom, you know, I used to wear a turban, I have very long hair, and navigating New York City is not very easy, especially when you talk about fitting in and kind of being one of the kids or one of the boys. Everyone always looked at me differently. They didn't really understand me as much. I was bullied a lot in high school. I was harassed. You know, people used to pick fights with me. I was even spit on at one time. I didn't quite understand why that was happening to me. People would tell me, oh, you're gay, or they would call me the F word, you know, or they would try to demean me. But I myself at that time didn't realize hey, why do these people keep telling me that I'm gay? Do you remember watching Blue's Clues? I was probably 3 or 4 years old, maybe 5, I'm not quite sure. Steven, I think was his name, and I used to think that he was so cute. He used to sit on that big chair with his handy dandy notebook and his pencil, and I used to just sit there and just be wait, is this normal for me to think that a boy is cute? And I was 4 or 5 years old, so you can just imagine I feel I was very mature for my age to actually recognize that that's different. I would go to the TV screen and I would kiss him on his cheek or his lips because I was oh my god, I think he's gonna be my husband one day or whatever. Mind you, now that when I go back and look at him, I'm he wasn't even that cute. But just kidding. In different parts of my life, I guess that answer would be different, but as of today, what gives me hope is this upcoming generation. The shooting that happened in Florida, the Parkland shooting, and you just saw the uprising of all these students lobbying and walking and marching to make a difference. And I feel this upcoming generation, they have so much accessibility to the internet and to social media and to all these things that, you know, now I feel people my age are being educated on them now, but they're being educated on them when they were so much younger. So I feel there's power in that, right? And I feel if it's channeled properly and appropriately, it can make a vast difference. I feel this upcoming generation is definitely gonna make a movement. The strides are happening, but they're happening slowly. We just wanna make sure that, you know, we stay on the right track. Listen to yourself. The biggest advice that I can give, because sometimes what happens is that being a young Sikh boy or girl who is LGBTQ, we kind of get lost in the shadows, right? So we're oh no, what is my mom gonna say? Or oh no, how am I gonna explain this to my mom and my dad? Oh no, how am I gonna tell my uncles and my aunts? Because what people don't realize is that the South Asian culture is so ingrained that it's not just your mom and your dad, that's your family. You have thousands of uncles and thousands of aunts and millions of cousins and millions of second cousins, and it's everyone is super close with each other. So when one person finds out, then everyone finds out. So it's how do you explain that to everyone? The best advice that I can give you is that just believe in yourself and listen to yourself. Whatever your inner self is telling you, it's not lying to you. And I wish that earlier on I was able to take more notice to what my inner self was telling me versus what the outer world and external world was telling me to do. As soon as I was able to be authentic and come out and tell my story and let my loved ones and people close to me know what it means to be gay, and you know what it means to be living a life as a gay Sikh man, I felt more compelled to do something bigger than myself. And I feel like these are all layers that start to become unlayered as you're going through your journey. And everyone's journey is different. My journey is very different from your journey. We end up reaching a safe space, right? We end up reaching a space where we realize that all the tribulations that we went through, there was a meaning behind it. And when we really sit down and we reflect on everything that we've been through as an individual, we start to appreciate life more and the love and the people that we have around us more. And I feel like that's really important. So you want to make sure that you love yourself. You know, you might look different, you might have a second thumb, you might be as different as possible, but you just gotta love yourself. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you gotta be happy, you gotta just realize that this is how God created me, and He made no mistakes. And you just gotta rock out with your head up and your chin up, and you never wanna let them see you fail.